Hi everybody, welcome to Willie's American Guitars. Today we're talking about Tweed Champs. Tweed Champs are kind of like, I don't know, over the years it seems like everybody wants to have a Tweed Champ in their ensemble. And I've done gigs where a Champ is all you need, and it's also one of the more famous recording amps of all time. Joe Walsh was in our store and I asked him, hey Joe, you get asked this a lot, but what did you record Funk 49 with? And he said, a Fender Champ and a Telecaster. And that's what he recorded. If you think of that song, which you've all likely heard, it sounds like it's got tons of bass. But he said he put a tube microphone right up there. I think he said they took the grill cloth off at the time, it was 1970, and recorded that song. Also, Tweed Champs are famous for the Layla record, where Duane Allman and Eric Clapton both played Champs, and you can certainly hear it when you listen to that record. Now, Leo Fender, the Tweed Champ was one of his first amplifiers, and he had bought some 6V6 tubes that are used in other applications. And this 6V6 tube was made by RCA. RCA Manual, which sells their tubes, like what to do with our tubes. The RCA tube manual, and this is a vintage one, some of you might know this, Leo Fender actually opened up this and figured out the RCA had given a sample amplifier, and Leo Fender back in the day basically patterned that. He just copied what RCA had printed for usage of their tube. They were trying to sell the 6V6 and all their other tubes, and so Leo Fender basically took that design and created the Champ. It's a very simple design. Leo Fender was very into reliability and durability, and so these Tweed Champs were expensive in their day. And they're kind of one of the more recorded amplifiers of all time. And a big thing for people that collect is to have a little Tweed Champ around the house, because you can sit, play your amp, and you can still kind of talk over it. And that means you can play privately down in your room or in your office or in your recording studio and have a great amplifier. Now today I'm using a 1970 Telecaster. You can see that it has a single string tree, not a double string tree, which came along in 1974. But this is a great guitar. It is on our website. It has a route, and it's been really, it's probably $2,000 away from the next clean Telecaster. This Telecaster has had all that gummy stuff removed from the fingerboard. It's now a real satiny finish. Great sounding guitar, really, really great. Now here's another story. This is a 1963 Champ. I just got this in. 63 Tweed? Yes. They used up the Tweed on these top-loaded. They were making the Champ like there was a line of people making Champs. They were selling them like crazy, and it was a really nice, reliable, affordable amplifier, and a lot of people used it in the day. And so they had Tweed, and they had these top-loaded chassis all the way to 63. They discontinued the Tweed in late 63. They started using black covering, and then they started putting on the blackface Champs the knobs in this direction, so it's easier to see from stage. So this is a really clean 63. We are not plugging this one in until we run it through a variac. That is a variable AC. Variac is a variable AC, and that brings up the wattage and makes sure we don't blow up anything inside of the amplifier. If you have an amplifier that you found out there at a garage sale or something you haven't pulled out in 3-4 years, you should come to us. You can borrow our variac and bring it up ever so gently from like 40 volts, 50 volts, 60 volts. It's 110 volts from the wall. You hit that too hard and you could blow up your filter caps, and that's bad. Filter caps don't like that, and they complain. So there we go. That's a 63. I'm going to play through this 58, which is also fairly clean. Champs are graded, much like artwork or cars. A really rough champ will be cheap for you, but buying a nice clean one will be more expensive, but you'll get more out of it. More people want to have a nice clean champ. This is exceptionally clean. This too is really clean. They're both the same circuit. It's just that they made them all the way through 1963. It's the simplest thing in the world because it's just strictly an on-off and a volume, and it's the same switch. They're so simple, but you do have a fuse on here. You have an LED. Okay, that's on like 4. Now let's turn it up to about 7. The beauty of the Champ. Really made around that famous 6V6 tube, and we just got 2 of them in. We're running this 63 through the shop before we present it to you. This is available now. You'll see this on the website soon, and on that, I have to go because you gotta go. There you go. There's our Champ story.